What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I want to talk to you guys about Gamescom 2015, and in specific, Xbox's press conference. Now, as you guys know, to me, nothing tops E3. I mean, E3 is over the top, just an insane week of all things gaming, major announcements from all the major publishers, all the major players. Gamescom is scaled down. It's the European version of E3, if you want to think of it that way. And the cool thing, though, is that Microsoft has been starting to have an increased presence. And they even announced this year, going into E3, that they're going to withhold some announcements just so that they had something to talk about over there. And I think that is awesome. So the press conference opens up, and I'm not going to do a play-by-play of every single thing. I'm just going to highlight on things that were of particular interest to me. It was about an hour and a half long, give or take. It starts with a really cool montage, and the end of it says, "Will you step or will you leap?" And of course, the tagline, leap ahead, leap forward. As you guys know, I've been a Sony pony for quite a while, and Microsoft continues to re-earn my trust. This conference was awesome. I'm very excited to finally get ready to jump back into the Xbox universe. I will still maintain if it's a third-party game, I will still get it on PlayStation. That will never change. But I'm very excited by what I heard. So a couple things I wanted to talk about. Rare Replay came out, and as you guys know, I was pretty hard on Rare Replay during the announcement at E3. However, I've heard more good things about it. They've added a lot of behind-the-scenes things that were cut, developer notes, that sort of thing. So I appreciate that it's not just a complete bundle of games and just basically a repackaging of all the old games, but there is some additional polish that goes in behind it. A few of the games are the actual HD remakes of them. So I think that's really, really neat. And that came out today. So that's kind of like how they kicked off the conference. Like, oh, by the way, go get Rare Replay. Yay. I won't be getting it, though. I still, like I said, I had my fun with those games when they came out. There's so many new games that I don't really see me going back and playing some of the old ones like that. They made numerous times in this conference and in the E3 conference, they made a big deal about their own internal first-party franchises and their commitment to first-party games. Obviously, the big shock was that Call of Duty has kind of shifted alliances and gone from the Xbox One gets the game first over to Sony. And people have speculated that maybe Xbox didn't really even bid on it, or they lost the bidding war, and this is what's beginning to shift in focus. But it's very clear now that Microsoft has given up on bidding for a lot of this exclusive stuff. They'd rather do it in-house. And I'm okay with that. As now a soon-to-be owner of both consoles, I don't really care if I'm going to get the content in one place or another. For the most part, I have to say a lot of the Xbox One first-party titles look amazing. Obviously, a lot of them are still in development. We don't know how many of them are actually bear fruit in terms of amazing gameplay and good storytelling. That will remain to be seen. Not all first-party games that come out are home runs. I mean, this happens quite a bit on both sides of the fence. And even Nintendo, actually, if you want to make it a tri-fence. There's a lot of games that are made in-house, and they come out, and they just suck. So, we'll have to see. They open it up with Quantum Break. This game looks amazing. The ability to slow down time, rewind time, fast forward looks really cool. My big concern is I don't know how old the mechanic is going to get. I saw there's a couple of instances where time froze, and you had to use the explosives, or like a truck was blowing through a gate and time froze. And you had to use the truck as like a platformer to kind of like jump to the next area. So that kind of mechanic is cool. I don't know if you can freely rewind and fast forward time to position things exactly where you want them, which makes me wonder how much replayability there's going to be in this game. Clearly the guy was doing a lot of fast forward, rewind kind of time bubbles. There's a really cool moment where he was standing in a room and it looked like the room was shifting through time. So it was like an empty room, and then you saw like a guy like building a machine, and like the scaffolding came up, and it was all like super fast motion. And that was cool. If there's a lot of puzzle elements that are tied into that, I think it'll be great. I don't think the gunplay on its own is going to win me over on this. Now, they did mention that there's going to be a TV show based on the game, which is going to focus on like the villains or the heroes, and some of the characters are going to be crossing over between the two. If this is just in-game cutscenes but live acted, I don't know how excited I'm going to be for it. I wouldn't say it's that revolutionary. I mean, you think of like Metal Gear Solid, for example, with hour-long cutscenes. I mean, that's a cutscene. So I don't know what these guys can do to win me, but we'll find out in April 2016. Talked about Crackdown 3, which I've never been a big Crackdown guy. The one thing that they announced was really cool is that it's going to be 100% completely destructible environment. They showed some gameplay, like pre-alpha gameplay, but a player was on a bridge and the bridge completely exploded. A character was running across the building and parts of the building were breaking off. Again, a lot of it was pre-alpha stuff. I know it's still got a ways to go in terms of development, but anytime there's open world, open destruction, and I can do stupid things a la GTA 5, I'm excited for that. So if I could blow up a building in such a way that it like tips over and I could drive a car over it or something, that's exciting to me. That's like the Just Cause, which they actually talked about Just Cause as well. There's a game trailer for that, but it's that kind of just over the top, really nutso, let's see what I can do. You're not going to get Crackdown for the story. You're not going to get Crackdown for the cutting edge gameplay. It's going to really be focused on that environmental destruction. And if they can pull it off, I think people like me who are kind of on the fence, or either people who've never adopted into the franchise, I would be interested in that. Scalebound looks amazing. It's a blend of fantasy. It's a blend of modern kind of weird tech. The guy's wearing these goofy headphones. He's talking to a dragon. He's turning into sort of a dragon. Looks like there's a lot of RPG elements as the damage meter is like when he's hitting people, the damage meter's going off. It showed a boss fight with this giant moth where he was kind of like fighting together with the dragon and the moth. I wasn't clear how you control the dragon. I wasn't clear how much gameplay he plays into it. But I'm very excited. This is one that when I saw at E3, I was like, this looks really good. And it remains to look really good. Getting to see more of the gameplay instead of just kind of the CGI. I like the direction it's going in. It looked like a very big open world with like a map and different types of items and gear, and maybe if there's a cool crafting system, I don't know. I'm wishful thinking, obviously. So Scalebound is definitely one to check out in the future. Then they did a whole big piece on just kind of the overall tech. Reminded me very reminiscent of like what Sony does during their press conferences, where they have a lot of, they break it up and don't talk about games so much. Xbox One's going to be getting a DVR, which will let you record over the air and then actually download that file to any enabled Windows 10 device, so your phone or your tablet, and be able to watch shows anywhere you go, which is awesome. I think that's really, really cool. You'll be able to stream from device to device. They're coming out with the chat pad, more backward capability. Windows X is going to Windows 10 is going to allow you to stream games from device to device. You could pause it. Everything goes to this cloud, which was the only real mention of the cloud. I think they've finally abandoned the whole cloud thing. The cloud's like the world's strongest. If you remember during prior to launch, they were hyping up how great the cloud was, and that's really all they used it for. In this case, was a save file akin to PlayStation Plus or OneDrive or any of that other crap. So I think that has finally been laid to rest. Backward compatibility, Windows 10 gameplay, that looks really, really cool. New characters coming to Killer Instinct, which is, I don't really care. I'm not a big Killer Instinct guy. I like to see other franchises roll their way in, so they announced that Battletoads would be coming into it. I thought that was really cool to see that cool synergy. I was one of those guys who bought Soul Calibur solely to play with Link on the GameCube, so if you want to win new people, put their favorite characters in situations where they don't belong. Hyrule Warriors is a perfect example of an entry point into a game that a lot of people didn't play in Dynasty Warriors, but were huge Zelda fans. You blend the genres together, you get new characters in, you re-energize the base, you get all new fans. So I'm all for that. I would love to see a Master Chief fighter in there. I would love to see some Lara Croft fighter in there. Mix it up, have fun. Make it just a crazy game, add in a bunch of stuff. I don't think Killer Instinct is... I shouldn't say this, and I may be speaking out of turn. I wouldn't say it's like the most widely recognized fighter. I know Mortal Kombat, obviously. Mortal Kombat X is amazing, and Street Fighter, although I know there's a lot of problems with Street Fighter V. I know Street Fighter has a lot of stuff in terms of like a fan base there. So, you know, is Killer Instinct on that level? Not really. So when I hear stuff like this, it makes it kind of more relevant again. What else? They're still hyping that stupid Xbox game preview. I think it's a horrible idea. I am not a big fan of being a free beta tester for any game. I know my friend Kevin is obsessed with Ark, and that was one of the games that they showed off. There's a new Fallout clone game called Shelter, Rivals of Ether, Starbound, which is another big PC game, and We Happy Few, which I don't know what that's about yet. But I guess the program is like, you know, you get to try it out. I know Xbox is still standing up their ID at Xbox program, and this is definitely an extension of that. I think Sony made a very definitive statement early on in the console wars that they loved indies, and this is Xbox's answer to that. And I think that's great. I think it's great to give indie developers a chance and a fair shake because the market's hard to break into. And there have been some amazing indie games that have blown me away that would have never known about any other way. So I'm happy that the program exists, and I hope good things continue to it. Cuphead is going to be one of these games that rises up, you know, cream the crop kind of thing. Cream rises to the top. But I'll tell you that the whole beta testing thing, it's new to console players, but as a PC gamer, it sucks. Expect a lot of crashes, expect features that aren't complete. And then by the time the real game comes out and you have to wipe your save and start from scratch, you're going to lose interest. So, not for me, but for all those who are interested in it, good on you. Help out these developers and make some great games for them. Xbox One, they also mentioned that the game DVR feature is going to allow you to record. So I bet all the third-party game recorders are probably a little leery right now. I'm not sure how great the quality is, so maybe there's nothing to worry about. Obviously, hardware will always trump software. But if Windows is as powerful as they say it is, they may be in trouble. I don't know. We'll have to see how that pans out. Accessories will be cross-compatible between the PC and the Xbox One, which is awesome. No more we have to kind of play around with all these goofy drivers and input mappers and that sort of things. It's just going to plug in and get right to action, and I love that. Cross-buy and cross-play is definitely something that's on the rise. I think they took a play out of Sony's playbook and with how the Vita kind of matched to the PS4, and I think that's great. I love that. I like the idea of all interconnectivity. I don't like, you know, this is my little collection of games for this console, this console, this console. Open it up. I think this is what Games for Windows Live tried to do years ago, but now with the Windows 10 software, I think they're in a better place. And what else? They had a bunch of esports stuff, specific with the Xbox One, specific with Halo, and that's what I really wanted to talk about. They announced the new Halo 5 console, and I got mixed feelings on this. Initially, I was very excited when I heard that, and this is what I was holding out for, as you all remember. I was going to get the sweet, finally I was going to get a themed console, and then they announced it today, and I got to admit, my initial reaction is I don't like it. I don't like the blue D-pad. It's a two-tone color, which doesn't bother me, but I didn't really see any Halo markings. I didn't see the Master Chief's helmet. I didn't see any kind of cool Spartan logos. It looks like there's a little tiny USMC logo below the optical drive. But short of that, I didn't really feel like it was a Halo box. It almost looked more like Tron to me, or some kind of weird hybrid future thing. And, like some weird, not steampunk, but, just like very, very modern. You go to like a modern art store or modern furniture store, and you get all these weird combinations of colors, and that's kind of what it looked like to me. So I think I'll be passing on that, and I'm debating if I want to go for the white console now, or just try to pick up a bundle on the cheap, maybe through Calboom, or I don't know what I want to do, but it wasn't what I had hoped for, and I'm kind of bummed out about that. So I don't know what the development team was, kind of thinking. I mean, I held out for a Halo console, and just looking at that, I don't think you know it's Halo. I wouldn't. I mean, that's just me. I don't think of Halo as bright blue. I don't. Lastly, they showed off some Forza stuff, which was okay. They're going to add a bunch of new effects. It's the best Forza ever. They always say that. Until you can reflect the lines in the road on the side view and rear view mirrors, it is not the best Forza ever. I doubt they'll do it. We will see. And then lastly, shut off Tomb Raider, which is really more of the same. If you love the first Tomb Raider, you will love the second Tomb Raider. Hey, any open sandbox game is great. They showed Lara Croft, being stealthy, hiding through bushes, throwing beer bottles to distract enemies, go around the backside. And then at the end, she just went all Rambo and pulled out a shotgun and just started spraying people. And that was fun. It looks interesting. It looks like there may be more emphasis on the tomb exploration this time and more of the puzzles inside the tombs, and I think that's a good idea too. The first one, which I never beat, so shame on me, was really lacking in that department. And I think Tomb Raider, I wouldn't say it suffers an identity crisis, but the name Tomb Raider is in the game. We need more tombs. So we'll see how that plays out. Overall, I'm very happy that Xbox put together the conference. I thought it was great. I love any kind of gaming news. It's always fun to get hyped up about something, especially since I'm going to be entering into the Xbox One universe here very soon. And overall, I'd have to say it was a really good show. The highlight of the show for me has to be Scalebound. I'm just a huge RPG guy. I'm playing through Dragon Age Inquisition right now. And I'm really looking forward to a fun, deep RPG action experience. The big letdown for me has to be that Halo 1 or that Xbox One Halo console. I just don't feel it. I don't. And I want to. I really want to, but I don't think I'm going to get it. What do you guys think about Gamescom 2015, specific to the Xbox press conference? Was it all you wanted it to be? Was there something lacking? Was there something amazing? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.